In the past couple days, we've worked a lot of magic. We've faced the truth, stood up for others, had each other's backs, spread love. We've forgiven and have been forgiven. And for someone like me who had always had a one-track mind toward my future goals, these past couple days have been incredibly refreshing.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Haritha and this space is Haritha Online. Welcome to my channel. Consider this video the first episode of more to come on a certain thing that I find really beneficial to not just parents but everyone. Yes, in one way or another. I'm going to be bringing to us great lessons, take away lessons as excerpt from certain teen series on the web. This particular one is an excerpt from Best Friend in the World. In this particular video, I'm going to focus on teenagers in relationship, teenagers falling in love and how adults should handle it, specifically parents, yes. So consider this the first episode of more to come. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Welcome back. Oh, thanks, mommy. I'm so tired. I'm going to eat all the food in the kitchen and then I'm going to sleep till tomorrow. Yes. Olive? Yes, mommy. You know I've always supported you in all things. You're a very smart 15-year-old. You're about to be 16. I've let you make your mistakes and I've guided you as much as I could. Yes, ma'am. But this one thing I will not approve is you getting into a relationship. What? Mommy, What's going on between you and Adam?
There are actually plenty, yes, lots of valid reasons why parents or guardians may choose to advise their teenagers against going into relationship. And I mean romantic relationship. Yes. Now, to discourage them from starting such a relationship can be a very delicate thing to do because it's something that requires trust, love, and at the same time, parental control. It's so delicate because if you mishandle that situation, it can turn the child into full-blown rebel. Yes, asserting too much control or trying to force them to stop it can only cause more harm than good. At best, it makes them to keep it away from you. They are still involved in it, but they try their best to make sure that you never find out. Honestly, there is no one rule that is sure to work when it comes to trying to prevent your child, especially your teenage child, from succumbing to love too early in life. So many factors are involved and the bulk of it is heavily dependent on who you are dealing with. Yes, what works for a particular child might not work for your child. In that case, it wouldn't mean that you have failed as a mom, but it means that your efforts didn't prove successful. But what this particular video is out to bring to you is Olive's mom. Yes, Olive is the character. Olive and the mom are like the major characters we are going to focus on in this particular takeaway lesson. How Olive's mom handled the situation seems successful, at least to a very great extent. And the lessons here are the things she has done and how she did them that has actually drive towards how far she was able to go, ensuring that her teenage daughter does not succumb to love or romantic relationship that early in life.
All right. If you say it isn't so, then it's all for your protection. You don't need unnecessary pressure when your life is yet to begin. Yes, mommy, I know. Good.
One thing she did that I really endorse is the fact that she didn't minimize the girl's feeling. No, she didn't minimize her daughter's feeling. What I see very common with adults is that we always tend to make it look like whatever they are feeling at that point in time or the other point in their life is nonsense. Yes, some people go as far as telling them, oh, it's a puppy love, it's just infatuation. What do you think you know about love? That's not love, you know nothing. Let me school you. Things like that. All of these approaches, even though it is true, because as time goes on, of course, they will grow to understand that, oh, this thing was really not worth the time, energy, effort, and investment of emotions. But at that point in time, we have to know and acknowledge the fact that that is what they know and they see it to be valid because that is how they feel at the moment and is the highest level of whatever it is they feel. The implication of minimizing their feelings and treating it like it's so useless or it's not so important or it's fake or that you don't know what they are doing is they retract from telling you anything about what it is that is happening in their life. Because to them, you are not understanding. You don't know how they feel. You know? And that I understand that why many adults feel it's okay to dismiss their emotions is because many adults have been there and they know that nothing much can actually come out of all these teen relationship and teen whatever. But we also have to know and recognize the fact that if you had ever been through that journey, right at that moment in life where you were going through it, it felt real to you and like the best thing in the world, the best feeling in the world. So forcing them will not work. Yes, you can teach them to let them know that there is actually nothing much to come out of it, but it has to be done with caution if you really want success. Now, back to how Olive's mom handled Olive in her own case. She didn't jump into preaching to her. Like I always like to say, who you are dealing with is very important. Olive's mom didn't go into preaching mode, which is a mode very many of us like to activate real quick, forgetting that the person you are dealing with might not be someone whom preaching will work for or work with. There is absolutely no one size fits all when it comes to what will work and what will not work. But in her own case, what works is she knows her daughter. She knows her daughter to be someone who is goal oriented, someone who has goals and is willing to do, the much it takes to achieve it. Yes. So she was able to come from that angle of her goals, the things she has in front of her, and how this is not going to actually be of any benefit to her journey, if not stall her progress. She was able to have a well-rounded conversation with Olive on the matter, even though it's not as if she confessed to her mom that she had developed feelings for her friend, who also happens to be her classmate that her mom knows.
Looking at the Baron website. Again. Now that you've been accepted, I'm looking at it with different eyes.
Conditional acceptance. I have to maintain my exceptional performance until I graduate.
Normally I'd be the first to tell you to enjoy life and stress about nothing. And of course you should. But right now, Liv, your dreams are already in your hands, so don't drop it.
I won't.
Good. You can't let any impertinent thing take space in your head. Just keep your eyes on the prize you've worked for all your life.
Right. Why do I feel like this has something to do with Adam?
Well, why did it come to mind? You should seriously consider that.
I'm focused, okay, Mom? Adam and I have been friends for many years. He's not going to start distracting me now.
Let me tell you something you may not have discovered about yourself, Olive. You're not the best at multitasking. You're an all-or-nothing type of girl, and that's your strength, because it makes you do things in a thorough and organized manner. The downside is everything else suffers.
That's a surprisingly correct. But I'm telling you, I have everything under control.
My darling, life has a way of showing us what's important, but only after we've suffered the loss. I know you, Olive. You can't bear to lose. You can't handle a second place, not when you're capable of first. So knowing you, I give you this advice for free. Eyes on the prize.
My eyes are on the prize. I promise.
You see, She made her understand that her resistance to whatever it is she's probably thinking of building or starting is not out of the fact that she doesn't trust her daughter, but because she wants the best for her. And at the moment, it's definitely not the time for it. And she does not see how that is going to really affect her positively, if not negatively. She made it much about her daughter and not herself, not how she has suffered, how she has done all her best to raise her, and she wants to do this and that. No, she made it about her daughter, her growth, and what is better for her.
Okay, it's a lie. We're not pretending. Adam told me he liked me, and I'm still trying to process the entire situation. So it'd be really nice if you had my back instead of. I don't have all the answers, okay?
What happened to you?
How?
What happened to the Olive who told me school is most important and nothing can distract me?
You know, if I lived by the truth of those words, then I wouldn't have time to be friends with you or Adam.
Oh, so are distractions?
No. Look, all I'm saying is I'm allowed to care about more than one thing. It's just priorities.
Another takeaway lesson or excerpt from this particular series is that no matter how prim and proper your child may be, it doesn't make him or her immune to developing attraction or having emotions for the opposite gender. The question then comes, how do you help them to manage it, assuming you know? The feeling or how they feel is not the enemy because no one asked them, it's time to feel. It just happened. Guiding them not to act on it is the goal. Regardless of the case or scenario, the common gap is that emotions exist, and the bridge is guidance, prayer, and parental control.
I'm okay, Mommy. I'm just tired.
Are you sure?
Yes, good night.
Good night, darling.
Glaringly, in the movie or series, Olive's mom, despite being a very busy woman, was very present. Yes, there is difference between being available and being present. You can be a stay-at-home mom, always available, but not even present. Olive's mom was very busy. And if there's anything I really like about the series is the fact that they use someone who has a life outside her home and not someone who is always at home. That way, you cannot come from the point of, hey, she's at home. That's why she has time to be there for the girl. That's why she has time to be available for her daughter and all that. No, she was actually a busy mother. Yet, she makes sure she is present in her life.
Guarantee. I won't let my child spend all their time in a stranger's house. Parents should be actively involved in their children's lives. As much as you should relax and enjoy your teenage years, you should also remember that today's choices determine tomorrow. Everybody will walk a different path.
Mommy, last one to finish that food will do the dishes.
To your mouth. Nice try.
She had domestic staff. Yes, they had house help. But she knew better that the house help or the domestic staff do not equate being Olive's mom. They had what they do for Olive and in the house, and she is aware of her own role as a mother and present enough to play her role in Olive's life. Well, it's also very important for me to quickly mention here that she was fortunate to have a daughter whose efforts commensurate with her own effort as well. Yes, she was a mother who was giving so much to her daughter, and her daughter is a child who recognizes the fact that her mother does so much for her and, in her own way, tries her best to make sure that she is the best she can be.
About us.
Yes.
I think we need to take a break.
He wants us to take a break. Why?
Because I'm entering the prime of my teenage existence. We're about to graduate, and I've just been accepted into Baron, the university of my dreams.
I'm incredibly proud of you.
Yes, but I need this break. I can't handle the pressure.
What are you talking about? Hey, we barely even started.
You said it yourself. We're just starting out. If it's this difficult, then what about later?
Head over heart.
Precisely. Having no expectations of each other and avoiding titles like boyfriend and girlfriend is a huge relief.
So, we're not together.
No. I'm sorry for starting what I couldn't finish.
No, I don't know. I get it. Single Pringles until both parties feel they're ready to handle a relationship.
There is also another take-home lesson that I so much love. Yes, watch it.
What do you think? I just put all the finishing touches.
I love it. Great job, Mom.
Yeah. You know, when your father died, I threw myself into my work as most people would. I couldn't bring myself to change a thing in this room and give any of his stuff away or decorate it to my taste. But it soon hit me how grown you already are. My father wanted the best for you, as do I. And I'm finally ready to move forward with my life.
Move forward. Will you get married again?
I haven't thought that far. But if there's an opportunity, I might consider it. Don't worry about it, okay?
What that means is that Olive's mom also let Olive into her struggles, at least age-appropriate struggles. The struggles she knows that knowing about is age-appropriate for Olive. Parents, or maybe adults generally, often think that their businesses, especially if it's that carries pain, is not their children's concern. Some actually see it from the angle of protecting the child from knowing what's wrong is happening in their life. Well, while it's good to shield your child from knowing too much, especially if they are too young to know that particular thing, we need to normalize letting our children know some things that are going wrong in our life if we consider it age appropriate for the child. Because let's face it, if you are willing to build a friendship kind of relationship with your child, they also need to feel that you are their friend and they are your friend. It has to be a two-way thing because it takes two to tango.
Don't worry about it, okay?
Oh, and guess what?
What?
You are looking at one of Forehead Prefect nominees.
Wonderful. I'm proud of you.
I mean, I'm not that surprised. I kind of expected it.
So humble of you.
But I did expect it. I fit the criteria perfectly.
My father was just as cocky.
I guess I got it from my daddy.
Don't be so arrogant.
No.
This isn't me asking parents to start dumping their emotional baggage on their children, especially their little children. No, I'm just saying communicate the things you know are age appropriate. Now, let me give an instance. Let's say you return from work and you have a headache. You have a banging headache, and your child asks you, "Mommy or Daddy, what's wrong with you?" And you feel, "Oh, I shouldn't let her know that I have a headache." And then you go on to say, "No, I'm just tired." There is nothing wrong with letting them know that you're tired and you currently feel headache. That at least is something they can handle and show care and concern for without necessarily disrupting their daily activities. That is why I said age appropriate. Another takeaway lesson from the series in this regard is that Olive's mom, to the best of her own ability, is a mother she knows to be someone with value. Olive lost her dad while she was still a child. Assuming her mom had taken to the job of jumping from one man to another in the name of, I have to provide for the family, I have to provide for my daughter, it's going to be very difficult for her to tell Olive not to do certain things. I very much understand that children's choices does not always reflect that of their background. Not always. But it's very important that we, at least in our own little ways, be role models to them. If anything goes wrong, which we pray against, you would at least be able to beat your chest and say you did your best, not just in communicating how they should behave or what they should do, but as well as trying your best to set example for them to follow. Similarly, Olive's mom communicates values to Olive. It's a case of being constantly exposed to values, to the right things. In random discussion, conversation, or just happy moments of mother and child, she always finds a way to bring a talk on value. And even though we don't see these things to be big things, they are. I always like to say this, that parenting is not 100% work of parents. Yes, when it comes to parenting, it's somehow a concern for all.
Oh, thank you.
Excuse me, where's the bathroom? Okay, thank you. Bye.
So, Olive said you're like a big sister. I can tell you're important to her.
I can tell you are too. Because I know her. I mean, she only gives time to things that are important to her. Well, in your case, people.
She's quite close to Esther too.
I know. But you're the one who cancelled plans to be here.
I didn't, my...
I think you like her, Adam. What? I'm being serious.
Is it that obvious?
Right now? Yes.
It's going to be hard, isn't it?
And I won't help in case you're about to ask.
Why not?
You should know.
I won't hurt her.
Okay. Both of you are in your senior year, and right now the last thing either of you need is to be distracted by, well, whatever these feelings turn into. I don't want to discourage you from following your heart, but in my opinion, approaching Olive in any way romantic is a really selfish move.
That is Olive's cousin sister, whom she takes as an elder sister. You hear what she said to Adam? She is recognizing, acknowledging the fact that she knows that Adam feels this way towards the cousin sister and that the cousin feels that way as well. But she put a condition, but it's not something they should consider pursuing because it has nothing much to offer them. When Adam's father got to know about it, let's see how he reacted to it.
Get in here, Adam.
Hey, Dad.
What is this I hear about you?
About what, Dad?
A teacher in your school tells me that you are dating your friend, Olive.
It's not true.
Not true. Because events at school speak otherwise.
It's not what it looks like.
Really? Then enlighten me. What was it?
Can't you just trust me, Dad? You're always questioning me like I'm a loser, like I can't do anything right. If only you would listen, you'll see that I actually honor your instructions.
What was it? I will not have you keep mute when I'm speaking to you. My instructions were to put distance, not attach new strings.
Yes, sir.
Make sure any misunderstanding is cleared up.
While many of us think that that approach works, it doesn't in the grand scheme of things. At best, the child will keep it away from you. He is lucky in his own case because the person in question, the girl in question, is from a home where the mother is really being a mother. And the woman tries to be a mother to not just her daughter, but as well as the daughter's friends. So one way or another, the boy is exposed to real values, even though it doesn't come from his parents. We'll focus on the boy as I bring more excerpts as takeaway lessons. Summarily, discouraging your teenage child or sibling can be really a daunting task. Or maybe I should say battle, because it is. Sometimes successful and sometimes you are not. But this particular video and excerpts brought to you is to tell you the different ways and approaches you can try out and the mannerisms you need to employ while doing it. Love definitely goes beyond first flirtation or heart palpitations. But like I said, to teenagers, whatever they feel at whatever point in time is everything, and it's love to them. So yes, you can guide them, but be careful not to turn them into full-blown rebels. And until my next upload in this segment, bringing to you another very key and important takeaway lesson, excerpt from either this series or another, I would say continue to stay safe, stay healthy, and do as much good as you can. Bye.